Gary Vaynerchuk is one of the people who has mastered social media marketing, and I researched his strategies to find out what exactly he's doing to get such fantastic results. If you're not getting followers, traffic, and sales, even though you've been posting content on social media, then you need to watch this video. Number 1, attention hacking. Gary Vee focuses on what he calls attention hacking. According to him, this is like modern day trading, and you focus on where people's attention is online. There are many ways to capture people's attention. Let's look at 3 examples, starting with YouTube. How do you catch attention on YouTube? You do that by having a really strong hook in the first 3 seconds and by designing great thumbnails of your videos, which increases retention and engagement. So because thumbnails matter, invest time and maybe even money in creating captivating thumbnails. Have you ever noticed how Gary crafts his thumbnails and intros that hook viewers from the very first second, ensuring that they stick around for the rest of the video? Another example is LinkedIn. How do you catch attention on LinkedIn? The first 50 letters in a LinkedIn post are crucial for higher retention and engagement. In this LinkedIn post, for example, you see how beautifully Gary catches your attention with his hook in the first 50 letters. And finally, the third example, which is not platform specific, but this is about timing. So the third example is to post at specific times. Gary Vee recommends posting at specific times for maximum attention on social media. You can utilize real-time relevant content and creativity to engage with popular culture and maximize social media impact. Here are the latest stats that I found on HubSpot to help you get a general idea about the best times to post on social media. As you can see, on weekdays, HubSpot says it's between 1 and 3 p.m. as well as 5 and 6 p.m. and on the weekends it's between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Saturdays. Now keep in mind that these are platform averages. To really find out the best time for you, you want to go into your own analytics and see at which times your audience and your followers are most active. I can create another video with platform specific guidelines on the best times if you want so. Just let me know in the comments below and let me know if you want me to create that video. Now, based on my research, the second social media strategy that Gary Vee always promotes and always mentions in his interviews, and that is to be authentic. Yes, being authentic is a strategy. Or in other words, don't be afraid to show the world who you are. Now, you don't have to share everything about your life. You can pick and choose which areas you want to share, but whether it's your sense of humor, your passions, or even your flaws, let your authenticity shine in the areas that you're willing to share. After all, this is what makes you unique and relatable. Look at this post by Gary, who could share such wise words in such an amusing way. If you see this, you know this was created by him, and that's what it means to be authentic. Sometimes this is also called to speaking the language of your audience. And this works really well if you are also a member of your own audience. What that means is that your language will be their language, and that's how you win them over. Here are a few examples. You can do that by dropping pop culture references, using memes, sharing hilarious anecdotes from your life or the lives of people who are part of your culture and circles, and find ways to connect with your audience on a human level. And that brings me to the third social media strategy. It was actually a marketing strategy that began in 1996, but it's still relevant today. I think most of us were unaware of it until Facebook and Instagram came into existence and people started interacting with each other through social media. I'm talking about meme marketing. And Gary Vaynerchuk believes that memes is a language. After all, who doesn't love a good laugh or a relatable I've been there moment, right? Gary believes in meme marketing so much that he even has a guide on how to make memes. I recommend that you go and read Gary Vee's guide on creating memes. I'll put the link in the description below this video, but I'll also summarize this guide here for you in basically 2 simple steps that it boils down to. Step number 1, the best way, according to Gary, is to find a popular meme that's currently trending. And then step 2 is that you add your authentic voice to it or your take to it. Goal is to be creative and authentic in your messaging by combining the meme with your own text. But you might be asking, why do you even need meme marketing? Because it gets attention. And Gary Vee's marketing is fundamentally about going where the attention is. So if memes get attention, you want to create memes. If you're still shocked and can't believe me, check out these stats. These stats are from the Emra and Elma marketing agency. I'll link to the source also in the description below this video. And right away, the first one, over 60% of people say they would be more likely to buy from a company that uses memes in their marketing. And even crazier, the click-through rate of a meme campaign is 14% higher than the average email marketing campaign. So just these two metrics alone are very impressive. You get more attention and more clicks. And for me, most importantly is that the stats and also Gary Vee tell us that memes are not a passing trend. They are a part of language and communication and culture, and they're not going anywhere. They're also a powerful tool for your business if you're looking to connect with your audience in a fun, lighthearted and relatable way. But of course, memes is just one tool for the strategies. You can't only be posting memes. Post memes to switch up your content regularly, but don't rely solely on them. So now we're coming to the fourth strategy, which is experimentation and optimization. When you start posting on social media, you often wonder how much to post and how often. And while consistent, high-quality content is essential, Gary Vaynerchuk encourages all of us to have a high-volume approach. In the initial stages, experiment and uncover what resonates with your audience. And so this trial and error fueled by quantity allows you to identify trends that work for your niche and your target audience and your authentic voice. And then you can refine your content strategy based on these insights. I know it can be hard to create a lot of content, and then it's even more of a struggle to post content where we don't even know if people are gonna like it, but think of it as data collection. The more content you create, the more data you have to analyze and understand what performs well. If I could present you with 100 posts on each of your social media profiles and you could see which posts perform better or worse, it would be very simple for you to understand better what your audience wants. And so by you creating those 100 pieces of content, for example, as fast as you can, you will arrive at this crucial data faster. And of course, quality still matters. Creating a lot of content doesn't mean sacrificing quality. Even while producing high volume, aim for content that's informative, engaging, and visually appealing. So it becomes a balancing act where you prioritize consistency and value even with high volume. Don't simply churn out repetitive or low effort content. And I promise you, from my own experience and working with many clients on this, the more you practice creating content, the faster you can create it and your volume will go up without sacrificing the quality. And when you're doing that, you can now go to strategy number 5, which is engagement and community building. It feels like everyone talks about engagement, but it also seems like nobody really knows how to do it right. Don't think of like for like or follow for follow as the way to engage. Do these 3 things instead. Number 1, start by responding to comments and messages. Show your audience that you care by responding to their questions and comments, ideally to all of them. This builds a sense of community and encourages further interaction. Number 2, run contests and giveaways. These are fun ways to engage your audience and grow your following. Or you can also do number 3, which is to collaborate with others. You can partner with other businesses, influencers, or just people in your niche to reach a wider audience and gain more exposure. A simple way to do this is to interview people in your culture, in your market, and bring attention to the awesome things that they're doing and sharing what they're doing in the interviews. And a bonus tip is to create valuable content that solves your followers' problem. Content is the key to your social media marketing success. It's what draws your audience to you. But we can get so focused on pleasing the algorithm for views and likes that we forget what ultimately matters: helping people and bringing value to them. People love things that provide value to them, and value comes in many different ways. Sometimes it's just valuable to make somebody laugh, to help somebody have a fun coffee break by sharing a cool story with them. Those things are just as valuable and people appreciate that. So your content, whether created or curated, should not be limited to plain promotional materials or how-to and step-by-step materials. Your content should help your followers overcome an obstacle they have, even if that obstacle is just being bored today or feeling uninspired today. So let me leave you with a few ideas on how to do that. Number one, posts that evoke emotion. Emotions are an effective way to make people take action. Here is a pie chart of popular emotions, and maybe this helps you, find examples from your life, stories from your life, things you've experienced or learned that address these emotions. This is the reason why posts that stimulate one's emotions get a lot of shares, comments, and likes. Number two is to ask questions. An easy engagement hack is to ask your followers questions and have them comment with their responses. Now, to do this, you already need to have an audience in the first place, and the trick is to only ask interesting questions that your audience would actually care to answer. That's why sometimes seemingly superficial questions like, do you eat pizza with or without pineapples? We've all seen that question online. That's why those questions work, because number one, it gets people intrigued, and number two, it's very easy to answer them. So don't just ask difficult or deep questions. Think about what would your audience care to answer in the first place. If you've reached this part of the video, I think you now have many strategies to implement and optimize your social media results. It's now time to take action. And as Gary Vaynerchuk would say, don't overthink it. If you really want to attract dream clients while growing on social media, then you need to build your brand. I interviewed branding expert Chris Hazy, where he shares his step-by-step blueprint to create your personal brand on social media. Click here to watch this interview now. My name is Morris from CreateGrowProfit. I hope you found this video helpful. Please give it a like, and I hope I will see you in the next video, the interview with branding expert Chris.